Hello, everybody. I'm Russ Salzberg here in Caldwell, New Jersey at the restaurant Mezzanotte. Reason we're here at Mezzanotte because the New Jersey Devils, the Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils for 1995, are having a little get-together really before everybody heads to their different homes during the offseason. And defenseman number 3, Kenny Danico, who's been a 12-year veteran with the New Jersey Devils, as a partner in this restaurant, so that's why the party is here. But today and tonight is all about a celebration for a group of guys who won a Stanley Cup in the state of New Jersey. And earlier tonight, they were arriving here at the restaurant, and believe me, I was with them earlier, as you know, and you have never seen a happier bunch of guys. I said this to the people who were over at the Meadowlands. These players love their fans as much as the fans love the Devils. And of course, no Stanley Cup celebration would be a celebration without a Stanley Cup. There's Dr. Mcmullen arriving here at the restaurant. Now, Dr. Mcmullen was quiet tonight. He did not speak, and obviously there's a bit of a controversy involving yesterday's notice that the Devils might indeed, not necessarily are they leaving, but they did serve notice that they would terminate their franchise agreement next Thursday, July 6, 1995. So we'll be talking with Dr. Mcmullen about that. But really tonight, though, is all about, as I said, a celebration. A sea of fans were over at the Meadowlands, and the players were just thrilled about the whole situation. So let's take a look at what went on. These players love you as much as you love them. Tonight we celebrate the 1995 Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils. They stand before you with their families as the best team in hockey.
You guys out there are absolutely awesome. This is unbelievable. I never would have thought we would have this many people here. You guys have stuck through us through thick and thin.
I'd just like to thank everybody for showing up today. It was an unbelievable feeling to come out here and for everybody to show the support. And we just hope that we'll be able to be here for a long time, and I firmly believe we will. It's a great state. I've fallen in love with it, and I hope you fans enjoy it, because this is what it's all about, and we finally realized our dream.
What's there to say? You guys, we waited a long time for this, everybody in this team, and there's more guts and character on this club than I've ever seen in my life. I'm losing my voice, but I've enjoyed this more than you can ever imagine. And you people that have been through it, the thick and thin with us over the years, and the ones that have started following us now, continue to follow us. Fill the seats in here. We won't have to worry about moving. But right now, let's just enjoy this moment, because it's the greatest feeling in the world. I never could have imagined it being this good, a million times better, and you people should enjoy it as much as us. You deserve it. We got a championship for the New Jersey, state of New Jersey, first team named New Jersey. You gotta love it. Yeah!
And I just want to say, I can't wait to see you people here next year when we repeat winning the Stanley Cup once again. Thank you.
Well, everybody indeed loves a party. The New Jersey Devils are your 1995 Stanley Cup champions. They wouldn't be Stanley Cup champions unless they came here from Colorado. The man who brought them here is Dr. John Mcmullen, who's certainly in the middle of a storm right now. But let's talk about the positives first, Doctor. How did you feel about tonight's events?
I thought it was one of the greatest outpourings of emotions that I've ever seen. I have to tell you, I was amazed.
Now, a lot of people are saying, why the course of events the last 2 days with the notices of terminations of agreement, isn't Dr. Mcmullen kind of cutting his nose to spite his face? Because you said all along you haven't been able to enjoy this, and I don't think because of what happened you were allowed to enjoy it yourself as much as you would have liked to.
Well, you know, it's very difficult to describe. There are legal issues involved. And there are also the fact that we're under tremendous time pressure. I mean, we have to know where we're going to play next year. And clearly, I personally think that we've done exactly the right thing.
When you say under time pressure to know where you're going to play next year, so that is still up in the air, is it not?
I think it is. But, you know, the problem we have is that we've been here for 13 years, and we have consistently tried to correct the situation, and after 13 years we're deeply in debt, and I firmly believe, you know, that it's beyond the responsibility of an individual to finance this thing in the interest of the state of New Jersey.
How much trouble do you have with your heart? We know that New Jersey is important to you. You've been here your whole life. And where does it twist and pull you away from, well, you know what business is, and every man has a right to make $1, but how much of the Jersey thing pulls at you?
I tell you, it was a very, tonight was a very emotional experience, I must tell you that. I mean, the crowd, and particularly all the young people and the fans, and it affected me a great deal.
When you see Chris Derreri stand up there with, forget about Nashville, what's that tell you?
Well, you know, it tells me, I think he's doing the right thing. I think that he's expressing his opinion, and frankly, I'd like to forget it, but the fact is that there's a fiscal responsibility that also comes with operating a team of this type.
Well, you've been very candid, very straightforward right here. You've said that nothing is etched in stone. If you had your druthers, I think that's what the people will like to know. If you had your druthers, would Dr. John Mcmullen prefer, if it was possible, to keep the Devils in New Jersey?
Really, there's no question about that. But the fact is that, you know, we've been here for 13 years, and it's been a very difficult struggle. We have never had a proper relationship with the Sports Authority. And in our opinion, and perhaps, you know, anyone is entitled to his opinion, I may be wrong, I may be right, I don't think we're going to treat it fairly.
Well, let's hope whatever problems you have, hostilities, animosities, it can be straightened out. You keep those Devils here.
I think so. I mean, it can be straightened out.
Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Dr. John Mcmullen, owner of the 1995 Stanley Cup champion. Excuse me, Doctor. Okay. And we'll be right back in a moment with more to come in this second half hour, along with a musical look, I should say, at a very magical 1995 New Jersey Devils Stanley Cup season.
I tell you what, when a young Ken Danico came into the league here, Johnny McLean and myself, you guys were behind us then, and we know you're behind us now. You guys are the best.
The Devils win the Stanley Cup. This is a News 9 special report, a Stanley Cup celebration.
All right, we're back here at Mezzanotte in Colwell, New Jersey. The night we really celebrate here in Jersey, the New Jersey Devils 1995 Stanley Cup victory. This is what it's all about, what the Devils accomplished this season. It was a tough season, a long season. It was not easy. Let's see how the Devils made it happen. The season was scheduled to begin against the Rangers October 1st, but the owner's lockout delayed the start till January, and the Devils were definitely affected by the work stoppage.
Fire score!
The Devils could only muster up 6 goals in their first 5 games, but as the season wore on, the Devils began to hit their stride.
Chambers a shot.
This 6-3 win over the Islanders after they trailed by 3 goals showed the Devils they had the heart of a champion. They finished the regular season as the 5th seed and opened their playoff season against the Boston Bruins.
Steal by Riche. Shoot, score! Stefan Riche.
The Devils took the first 2 games at the Boston Garden without giving up a goal. They lost Game 3 at home and were forced to overtime in Game 4.
Double team, they score!
The Devils would take the series in 5 games and face the powerful Pittsburgh Penguins in the second round. Game 1 in Pittsburgh featured a great individual effort by Claude Lemieux to tie the game at 2 in the 3rd period. But the Penguins got the last laugh.
Robitaille, who's in? Backhander scores!
So the Devils trailed 1-0, and it didn't look much better in Game 2. Jaromir Jagr scored for Pittsburgh in the final minute to tie the game at 2. But Devils captain Scott Stevens would take the matters into his own hands. The Devils headed back to the Meadowlands with the series even at 1, and after a convincing 5-1 victory in Game 3, they were forced to overtime in Game 4. The Devils led the series 3-1, and with a chance to clinch in Pittsburgh, Claude Lemieux put the nail in the Penguins' coffin.
1-on-1 with McIver. Lemieux a shot, score! Lemieux!
So for the 2nd straight year, the Devils were headed for the conference finals. Their opponent, the Philadelphia Flyers, who were coming off a sweep of the Stanley Cup champion New York Rangers. In Game 1, the Devils came out flying.
3-on-3, Jaworski moves in on Terry.
The Devils won convincingly 4-0 and let the Flyers know they were in for a fight.
That's a pretty good chop.
In Game 2, it was again all Devils. The Devils won 5-2, improving their road playoff record to an incredible 7-1. Game 3 at the Meadowlands, and Randy McKay's goal gave the Devils a 2-1 lead, and Devils fans were thinking this could be easy. But a fluke goal by the Flyers' Rod Brindamore would send the game into overtime.
Across center, the Philadelphia Flyers bring it in. Here's Lindros! Scores! Eric Lindros scoring for Philadelphia, and they defeat the Devils 3-2 in 4:19 of overtime.
The Flyers had new life, and in Game 4 served notice to the Devils that this series was long from being over. And for the first time in the playoffs, goaltender Martin Brodeur had himself a bad game.
Waiting for Desjardins. He scores! Desjardins makes it 4-1 Philadelphia.
The Flyers won 4-2 to square the series at 2 games apiece. In Game 5 back in Philly, it looked like overtime was coming, but Claude Lemieux had other ideas. Lemieux's heroics led the Devils to a 3-2 win, and for the 2nd straight year, the Devils were just 1 win away from the Stanley Cup final. But unlike last year, the Devils didn't let this chance slip away.
Blocked out deep Chambers, and he cleared it out 2-on-1 the other way. Bobby Holik. Holik moving in with McKay, 3-on-1. Shot, score!
The Devils were headed to the finals in a day with the Detroit Red Wings, the team with the best record in the regular season. And the Detroit fans gave the Devils a rude welcome to Joe Louis Arena. But Claude Lemieux came through with yet another big play for the Devils.
A cleaner shot, deflected by the defense, another driver, score!
The Devils stole Game 1 2-1. And in Game 2, the Devils were intent on delivering the knockout blow. With Detroit up 2-1 in the 3rd, Scott Niedermayer, brilliant goal, stunned the Red Wings and tied the game at a 2. And in the final seconds, the Cardiac Kid did it again.
Chambers shot, Burnham the save. Jim Down scores!
The Devils improved their unbelievable road record now to a record 10-1. All they needed was 2 home wins for their first ever Stanley Cup. Game 3, and it was Claude Lemieux once again coming up big time. Randy McKay continued his outstanding play with a goal, and the Devils were just 1 win away from that Stanley Cup title. In Game 4, Neil Brock, whom the Devils acquired in a midseason trade, scored in the 2nd to give the Devils a 3-2 margin. Another midseason trade brought Sean Chambers to the Devils, and his 3rd period goal was the final nail in the Devils' 5-2 clincher. And all that was left was to celebrate.
The championship to New Jersey. The Devils win the Stanley Cup.
food looks pretty good here. Are we serving octopus?
No octopus tonight, just the famous chicken mezzanotte.
The famous chicken mezzanotte. All right, let me take. Not bad. I needed that. Thank you very much. All right, famous chicken mezzanotte. Let's see. Let's work the room a little bit here. See who we. Wait a minute. Look what the cat dragged in.
What are you doing,
Who's
Russ?
this?
All right, fine.
You know hockey? You know from hockey?
No, I knew hockey when I was 7 years old.
He doesn't need this fellow any introduction. He is, when we are live, so you got to watch what you say here.
Right,
the one and only Hall of Fame catcher, the New York Yankees, Yogi Berra. What brings you here tonight?
Well, I'm a Devil fan, Russ. You know, like you said, if I was a hockey fan, I'd start watching hockey back in St. Louis when I was 7 years old. I see a lot of them guys come up from the minors.
Now, let me ask you a quick question. You've been in a lot of championships. How thrilling was this one for you?
Oh, this was great. I told them they got to win 5 in a row like we did, though.
5 in a row. Everybody's a big shot. Well, if Yogi Berra wants the Devils to win 5 in a row, this guy's going to have something to say about that. 5 in a row, Scott Stevens?
Well, let's just start with one. You know, we got a lot of depth here, and we have some good young players, and, you know, we should be a contender for a while, hopefully.
What did that... The big kick that I got out of tonight was watching you people react to what the fans were doing.
Well, they were great, and, you know, that's what it's all about. They support us, and we need those people to be successful. And it was great to see the support we had tonight. It was fantastic.
Well, let's hope we're back here again doing it next year.
You got that.
All right. That's the captain, Scott Stevens. Let's take a little walk back here, work the room. Oh, Tommy Abilene, defenseman Tommy Abilene. How you doing, Tommy?
Good, how are you?
You tell me, what was tonight? What did it mean to you?
It meant everything. See all the fans there. I don't know how many was there, but they said around 50, between 50 and 75,000. So that was just great.
How did the players react? It seemed to me nothing was going to bother them about tonight. All the word the last couple of days that maybe this team might not be here. You seem to block it out.
Yeah, I think you have to, because at this point I don't think we know too much. We don't know anything if the team is. They haven't said that we are moving or we're staying, so we don't know anything, so why worry about it?
Growing up in Europe, you tell me, how big a thrill. Did you ever dream you'd be a Stanley Cup champion?
No, not at first. When you're a little kid, you don't dream that far, but when you got over here, you always had that dream, and now it finally came true.
Let's hope there's another dream down the road.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, Tommy, thank you. Come on, let's head down this way. Whoop, we got the cord here. I don't think anybody got a bigger cheer than this guy, goaltender Martin Brodeur. What was it like for you watching that sea of fans out there cheering you guys on tonight?
It was just great. You know, I think people showed up, and they showed up in, you know, big numbers, and I think people deserve that, you know, they had the big party for us like that.
Well, wait a minute. Come here 1 second. I mean, Martin Brodeur had himself a big season. Not only did he win a Stanley Cup, he got himself a beautiful new baby boy, Anthony. You like Daddy's performance this season? He's kind of like Jacques Lemaire, huh? It's all quiet, a little bit like Jacques Lemaire. All right. A lot more here at Mezzanotte. Excuse me, I got chicken coming out of my mouth. We'll talk about it when we get back.
This is a News 9 special report, a Stanley Cup celebration.
All right, Russ Salzberg back here live at Mezzanotte. And again, as we say, it was a terrific season. If you look around the crowd, why don't you just pan a little bit? People are... There's Dr. Mcmullen walking by, and I'll tell you something. Based upon what has gone on, Dr. Mcmullen doesn't seem too upset about anything. Am I right, Doctor?
What?
You're not upset about nothing tonight. You're just having a good time.
Well, I tell you, we had the great team. You know, one of the things that happened this week, which was very interesting, is that Bobby Orr called Lou Lamorella. And he said, from all the years of playing and watching hockey, that's the best hockey team I've ever seen.
Well, coming from Bobby Orr, that's pretty good. All right, thank you, Doc. A lot more going on in sports tonight, so what do you say we go back to the studio now, check in with Monica Pellegrini. Monica?
All right, thanks very much, Russ. We are going to begin with the NBA draft that happened tonight in Toronto. The Knicks don't have a pick this year, but the Nets had the 9th pick. Here's Commissioner David Stern with the announcement.
The New Jersey Nets select Ed O'Bannon from UCLA.
O'Bannon led the UCLA Bruins to their first national championship in 21 seasons last year. The 6'8" forward averaged 20 points and 8 rebounds. There's no question about his talent, but there are questions about his knee, which has been diagnosed as being arthritic. As for the rest of the draft, here's a look at the top 10 picks. No surprise at number 1. Center Joe Smith. There was a surprise at 2. The Clippers selected Alabama center Antonio McDyess. McDyess was later traded to Denver for forward Rodney Rogers and a draft pick. Stay with me here. Jerry Stackhouse of North Carolina went to Philadelphia at number 3. Stackhouse's college teammate Rasheed Wallace went to Washington, and high school sensation Kevin Garnett went to Minnesota. Now let's move on to the Yankees, or one other piece of NBA business. Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, and 5 other NBA players today filed an antitrust suit against the league, claiming the salary cap and draft are illegal. Now on to baseball, where the Yankees were looking for their 7th straight win against Detroit. The only problem was Jack McDowell had his worst outing of his career in the 3rd. Bobby Higginson drills this one to make it 6-0 Tigers. McDowell gave up 13 hits and 4 2/3 innings, including 4 to Travis Fryman, whose home run here in the 4th helped the Tigers to an 8-4 win over the Yankees. The Mets were in Miami to finish out a 3-game set against the Florida Marlins. And I'll tell you what, this was an exciting comeback for the Mets. But first, you know, the bullpen got into a little prankster activity. Top of the 8th, tied at 3. Todd Hundley with a bloop hit to right. Rico Brogna and Bobby Bowe scored. That made it 5-3. The Mets took the lead. Still the 8th, Chris Jones comes up big with a 3-run homer to left off Randy Veras. The Mets win this one 8-3. Now that wraps it up for sports, but let's head back to Russ, who is live at the big Devils party. And Russ, I hope you're going to save me some of that chicken mezzanotte.
I certainly will. I'll bring doggy bags back for everybody, Monica. In the meantime, I'm talking with a top dog during the playoffs. 13 goals, Conn Smythe Trophy winner, emblematic of the most valuable player. Of course, I'm talking about number 22, Claude Lemieux. Claude, briefly, you had a chance to be on a Stanley Cup champion with the Montreal Canadiens. We know Montreal is the mecca of hockey in North America. Explain to me your feelings of winning the Cup with them and winning it here in New Jersey and what happened tonight.
Well, it was obviously a different feeling. You know, when I won it in Montreal, it was my first year, and I was a rookie, and it was very exciting. I had always dreamed of playing for the Montreal Canadiens and winning the Stanley Cup. But coming to New Jersey 5 years ago, you know, my dream was to be, one of the first, be the group of the players that would be the first to win a Stanley Cup with the New Jersey Devils, and we've accomplished that, and it's nice to be not part of a tradition, but be part of the foundation of building one, and it's just great.
Well, hopefully that foundation stays here for a while.
Well, we have to hope. It's out of our hands, unfortunately, but we gotta think that we won the Stanley Cup here in New Jersey, and I mean it's been great for many years. We have to stay here.
I agree with you. That's Claude Lemieux, MVP. He says we got to stay here. You go argue. That's a wrap here on tonight. Again, we're here for a reason. The Devils are the 1995 Stanley Cup champions. Let's take a look at the playoffs one more time.